Hey, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com.
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. Welcome back once again to Tobacco Advent, our countdown to Christmas.
Good morning.
How are you doing, boy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well as well.
Hey.
And I'm ready to smoke something. But today is a unique situation.
Is it?
You know, we had those folks that commented about not wanting to send us something bad,
Yep.
right? Well, we also had some folks that said, oh, I had some tobacco set aside that I wanted to share with you. One such person sent me a box full of things about 2 months ago, and we did a yabo right here on Markwood Men's Breakfast Club about that box, and we said at that moment, you know what, at least one of these tobaccos is going to be in Tobacco Advent. That was before we had decided to do what we're doing, incorporating other people's videos. So we want to make sure.
And before we said, send us your worst tobacco.
That's true.
So if this tobacco was bad, he was just being mean. Without knowing the rules.
Without knowing the rules. All right, so this came from John, what's his last name? We're guessing. Deag?
Yep.
Deag?
Deag, I believe.
John, thank you so much for your generosity. In fact, John sent this along with the tobacco. He sent me a clay pipe. So I've not smoked this yet, and I figure this is an appropriate time.
Heck yeah.
However, we will be sending him one of our Cornaments, one of our Naked Morgan nose warmers. And again, thank you very much. Now, because we didn't get a video from John, we are going to come up with a question for him on his behalf. What we are smoking here is Whitehall Black Tie. So thank you, John. Hopefully I don't burn my fingers. You ever smoked a clay pipe?
No. No. I think I smoked that metal crack pipe, though. The one I bought from Fast Tech.
Yep, remember that. Opium pipe.
Yes. Yes, it was. It smells good.
It does.
All right, so the question for today is, do you use an artificial tree or a real tree? Or a tree at all?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, in our house, we typically, for the last probably 10 years or so, have used an artificial tree. Part of the issue is we don't have much space in our house. And in fact, this year we did something completely different. Our son-in-law he upcycled from a pallet a Christmas tree that is now hanging on our wall. So we have a wooden Christmas tree. It's flat, and it's decorated, and it's got lights on it and everything. It's actually pretty cool.
Looks nice.
And that allows us now to have the floor space that we need for gifts for the 1,000 people that are in our family. But normally we have, in fact, the Tobacco Advent tree back here at one time was the tree that we had in our house. It's a very narrow artificial tree. Now, I like a real tree, and whenever I go somewhere and they have a real tree, I have respect for those people. Because growing up, we always had a real tree that had been cut, so that meant, you know, the clock was ticking, the leaves were going, or the needles were going to be falling. So, how about you?
I have not had a real tree since growing up, probably in Ohio. I don't know if we ever got a real tree here in North Carolina.
I think we did in our old house, our first house here.
Okay. It's been a long, long time. 15 or so years since I've had a real tree in my house. This year, so we have a fake tree that we put up. It's easy. It folds out pretty nicely. We've done that for every year that we have been married. This year, we may not put a tree up.
Really?
Yeah, it's already getting close to Christmas, and so I think every day that passes, there's a law of diminishing return on how much you're going to get out of that tree, unless you leave it up well past New Year. But we have limited space. So this year we have 3 kids, a dog, and my wife and I, in a 2-bedroom apartment. So we have more crap than we know what to do with. And Augie, my middle child, is 1.5, and he is just a hellion. He's getting into everything. He is much more adventurous than Ender ever was. And so he will go looking for trouble and looking behind things, crawling over things, crawling under, start pulling on things. And so we really are concerned that he's just going to make a mess and get himself hurt. Oh, yeah. And so, for that reason, I think we're leaning towards putting up maybe a vinyl tree on the wall, or doing something like what Nathan did. Something flat, something that we can still have a tree, or something like a smaller tree up on the table or countertop.
That tree, I'll put a picture on Instagram today for you guys to see. Those of you who follow Instagram, if you want to see this tree that Nathan made. Really nice. Did a great job. Cost him nothing.
If you don't follow on Instagram, it can be found on Instagram at Aristocob.
Okay, one last thing. There was a year that we lived in the Boston area, actually in Chelmsford. No, we lived in Lowell. I had a business I was running in Chelmsford. And I had agreed to work at a job, was offered the job when I lived in Ohio from an Ohio-based company. They moved me to Massachusetts, and only then did I realize what sounded like an amazing salary was a pittance. And it was tough. It was really, really hard. We were scraping by there as I was running a retail business 7 days a week as the manager, and we could hardly make ends meet. And that year, we had decided that we couldn't afford a tree. We couldn't afford something that we were then going to throw out. But my wife, on a couple of occasions, had stopped by this tree lot to find out what the prices were doing, and she found that the prices were coming down the closer we got to Christmas. And so on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, it must have been Christmas Eve, we decided to give it one more shot and see what prices the trees were. And basically they were shutting down and giving everything away. So we grabbed the tree and took it home, and we did have a Christmas tree that year, a real tree. So that was a very memorable live Christmas tree, but probably one of the last of the live Christmas trees. Anyway, so how about you? A couple questions for you. Real tree or artificial tree? Does it matter? And have you ever smoked black tie from Whitehall? What do you think?
I like it. Yeah.
It's a decent, I'm guessing, a black Cavendish. Not bad at all. Although, I'm having trouble keeping it lit.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was too. But it's good. Get some.
I don't know if that's normal for this tobacco or not.
Or the pipe.
Yeah, it could be. Again, John, thank you so much for all the goodies that you sent, and we'll be getting your Cornament in the mail right away. Again, if you're interested in getting a Cornament of your own, contact me at aristocob@gmail.com, and we'll fill you in on all the details of what we are expecting from you. See you tomorrow. Make it a great day.
See ya.